My name is Joe DiMonte, and I am 38 years old. I live in Medford, New Jersey. Grew up in New Jersey my whole life. I am married, and I have a son who's 2 years old, and my family is everything. I've been in Medford for a while. I went to high school in Medford and moved back as an adult about 3 years ago now. So for a good part of my life, I've been in Medford.
Any football? Played football? What did you play?
In high school, played a little soccer, a little football.
Okay.
You know, more musical type stuff. I was in the band, jazz band and concert band, so that kind of thing.
What instrument?
Drums, and I tried to play trumpet in high school, but that wasn't my forte. It was more entertainment than actual business.
Okay. I played trumpet myself.
Nice.
Camden High, I was like one of the best.
Yeah, awesome.
All right. Did the trumpet get you any girls or the drums?
You know what? Here's the problem. When I had played the trumpet in high school, I had gotten braces. So you can't play the trumpet with braces. So I was pretend trumpeting, you know, with the braces on, and I really should have played the drums because I was a much better drummer than I was trumpet player.
Okay, and you came out of high school, did you go to college?
I did, yeah. After high school, I went to Rutgers University. I was a finance major.
How was that experience, the whole college scene?
The college scene. Well, my college scene was a little different than the average college scene. I did not go away. I stayed home, I worked. I always had jobs. And at the time, you know, I was in a relationship, so I didn't want to go far away from home. And I think it was actually a good thing because it developed me as a person. I always had a serious job. I had money in my pocket. I had responsibilities. And I did well at school.
So you get out of college. How did you get into collision?
Collision, that's actually a good story. When I was in college, I was recruited to go to a job fair in New York. And myself and another friend of mine from school went to New York. And didn't really know what I wanted to be at that time. I had a degree in finance and thought I was going to work on Wall Street. And we got to this career fair in New York, and I met a gentleman from an insurance company there. And we got to talking about his business and what they did and how it kind of segued into my love for cars. And it seemed like a good fit. So I considered that. Shortly after the job fair, they contacted me for an interview, and I went for it. So I ended up working for one of the major auto insurance carriers in the United States, and I was there for about 7 years. During that time, I got into collision repair because that's what we did. We were a claims company. So I spent a lot of time in body shops, a lot of time dealing with accidents and claims. And that's how I got into the body shop business, or at least developed an interest.
Sounds good. So you did that now. You had Rocco's, obviously, and Rocco's Collision. And how did that happen?
Rocco's Collision. Well, let's see.
The world of collision centers.
It's more than that. I think it's more like the NHL versus the minor leagues. I mean, if I would compare it, I spent a good part of my career in management with a dealership. So I was involved in a high volume, high quality collision center for a lot of years, and we had always heard about Rocco's and Rocco's reputation, and Rocco's is you know, an industry leader, and they do things different, and they always had really good things to say about Rocco's. So it was always in the back of my mind. I knew they were a player, as was I in my industry. So how I got here was a phone call. A gentleman that used to work with me at the insurance company had come aboard with Rocco's about 1.5 years ago. And he phoned me one night, it was about 1 year ago, and said, hey, listen, I'm with Rocco's, and it's amazing, and you know, we're looking for talented, quality people, and do you have any interest? And I thought about it. I was comfortable in my job and happy and, you know, doing well, and I wasn't ready to make a change at that time, but I thought about it, and I said, you know, I'll consider it, but maybe not right now. And that's when it planted the seed. So now fast forward 1 year later, and I'm sitting at Rocco's Collision. Didn't know that I would be here, didn't think, but I always had it in the back of my mind that I would end up here someday. Another phone call occurred about 2 or 3 months ago, and at this time I was really ready to listen. So I had a meeting with Mark, and I liked what he had to say. Mark is a passionate guy, super intelligent guy, and I was really impressed by him, and he showed me his organization, and I was even more impressed. Still hesitant, but then he introduced me to the rest of his team. I met with Gerardo and Angelo and Jack and Brian, and I really felt like this was a place for me. It could be a home for me because of the people I was surrounded with. I saw that Mark was surrounding himself with quality people, and you know, it was a good fit. So I was not as hesitant, and I decided to take a leap of faith and put my trust in Mark and Rocco's, and I came to work.
So Joe, what is your position here at Rocco's?
My position? Sure. My position at Rocco's is I'm a general manager of Rocco's Collision in Blackwood. and my responsibilities are from top to bottom. I run the entire show at the Blackwood location, everything from the front office, the estimators, the desk managers, to the shop, to production. Pretty much you name it, I'm involved in it.
So do you get here early and leave late?
No, no, no. We don't do that here. Yes, absolutely. We start before 7. We kick off at 7:15 with our meeting. I take all the guys around the shop. We talk about every car. We touch every car. We talk about our game plan for the day, and that's at 7:15. And I usually wrap up about 6 o'clock.
Now, what's the difference between being here and your previous work or line of work? What's like the big difference between the two?
What's the big difference? Most surprisingly, the biggest difference is the passion here, the aggressiveness here in a good way, and just the goal of everybody doing as much as possible to get the job done, and also give the customer the Rocco's experience. There is a Rocco's experience that exists here.
Yeah, what's the Rocco's experience?
You know, it's almost intangible, but it's so valuable. And I think when a customer comes in the door and they see what we have to offer and see this beautiful facility and smiling faces, and then we engage the customer, we talk to them, we're interested about who they are, we're interested about how we can help them. We just do things here that are unusual in my business, and it's such an impersonal business. It's not that way here. So for me, that's the biggest change, and just that's part of my job that I really like.
I heard you're a Flyers fan, and what did the lockout do to your life? Being a die-hard fan, I hear you are.
I am a die-hard fan. The lockout, it's kind of bittersweet. I've been a fan for a long time. I'm a season ticket holder for 11 years. And I was a little bitter at the lockout because, for one, I've already paid for the tickets. They start asking you for money before the season's even over. And two, it's a lifestyle thing. It's a thing that my family and I enjoy. It's a thing that I look forward to socially. When I go home at night, we watch Flyers games. My son loves the Flyers. So it was just a piece missing from our lifestyle this year. Now that it's over, I've gotten over my bitterness, and I am excited about hockey again. And hopefully, with the pieces we have in place, we're going to have a good season, and I just love the game.